brilliant. And yeah, I went for a walk. We went for to church and then walk, and had a little trip on a boat going to. And just yeah, those things that you forget that you have in the city, which is beautiful. So yeah, enjoy that.
Really?
Yeah.
Boat?
Yes, there are a few boats on the road that can take you to Mountbatten.
Okay, those ones.
No, it's not like a yacht or something. I'm not there yet.
No, but we need to manifest it. Let's say we're going on a yacht in like a month's time. We'll be on a yacht. Yeah.
Yes, why not?
A month, 6 months. Let's manifest it. Let's call it into.
Yes. We have to be progressive.
Yeah.
But yesterday I had the feeling of being in an open air. It was a little bit chilly, but not too bad. And yeah, it was good for my mind. So that was a good afternoon spent on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Ella? How was it?
Well, how do you follow that? I had a lazy Sunday. Didn't really do much. Enjoyed the weather. Enjoyed the fact that the sun was shining finally, because we've been waiting for it for so long.
I know.
So yeah, I enjoyed it very much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the weekend is long enough though. So
she's
I'm
like, I
looking
want
forward
more
to the next
days.
one. Was it 4 days, right?
She was like, I want more days.
Sounds more like a weekend. But,
Yeah,
you know,
sounds like a proper nice time, and hopefully the weather will be the same, so we can put the barbecue out, long walks. And
Ooh,
we're going to London.
Yeah, she said.
Yeah, I know. I'm just avoiding cooking.
She's like, anything to get me out of the house, not for me to cook.
Actually, I was saying,
spring cleaning.
No spring cleaning. Oh gosh, spring cleaning. Talking about that. Yeah, well, I was saying, I don't know, 2 days ago I was talking to someone and I say I love traveling, just because we're all on the road, no one is in the kitchen, and if they say, what for dinner today, mommy, I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah.
We go out and eat out, or we stop to the next station, and it just makes you feel good. It just makes you feel not holding the responsibility of knowing what to cook every evening.
Yeah, that's true. The funny thing is that if you stay home, and even if you decide, okay, I'm not cooking, I'm not doing anything today, at the back of your head you feel like, oh my goodness, I should be doing something. It's like, it's not right just to sit here and watch telly, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's things to do. I'm not supposed to just sit and relax. So when you are away, you don't feel bad about not doing anything.
Yeah.
But when you're home, it's like, you're relaxing, but
are you really relaxing?
Yeah.
Your mind is going.
Exactly.
So yeah, we appreciate the weather. It's beautiful outside, and we live in a beautiful city, so it's really nice to be out there. Feeling the breeze of the air, the sun on the side.
Yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to who's going to be my first barbecue of the year. Like, so I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Invite me to barbecues anymore. I'm just waiting for the first invite of the year. Yeah. I'm like, who's going to do it first this year?
I don't know.
By this time, it's April, right?
Yeah.
We would normally have at least a couple. None this year.
I know. No one has actually got it
How
up.
did it happen? There was no weather.
I know. I don't know. In my friendship group, I'm always the one to kick off the barbecue because it's June, which is a bit too late, and that's my birthday. So I kick it off, and then there's a series of barbecue that follow. But I don't want to do that this year.
No, we start in February. As soon as don't sit outside. We just make a barbecue and eat inside, right?
Oh, right.
So it's not like a outdoorsy event, but it's just like dinner.
Yes, I think it's looking forward to the smell of smoke and the gathering and the talking and
the laugh.
Forward for what is coming from the charcoal, from the grill. Yeah. So all that makes us now feel so hungry.
Yeah.
Probably those who are listening, like, how are you doing to us?
And you know what? It's a Monday. Everything is closed on Monday. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. However,
How was your weekend, Tanya?
my weekend was interesting. That's how I'm gonna put it. It's a lot of conversations and a lot of hard conversations that I had to think about. However, it was a good weekend. You know, I feel like I grew up a bit. I don't know if that sounds right, but
Not
like,
just the extra 3 days.
I
A little bit
know.
more.
It's just like it's just when you have like really hard conversations that they really knock you, it knocks you really hard that you're like, okay, well, this is grown up stuff that I need to start thinking about. That you sort of put to like the back burner, thinking, I'm not gonna touch this. I'm not grown up yet. However, it catches up to you. Yeah, so I had one of those moments this weekend, and now I'm like, oh, okay, I've just grown a little bit.
Yeah. It's good. It's
positive.
good to grow. It's inevitable. So you're gonna grow anyway. So it's a process.
That's the
Can't stop
thing.
it.
That's the thing. I'm excited.
Good. That sounds good.
Yeah. And talking about how my weekend went and how it's leading into me going to growth. There's a quote that was sent out, and it's like the cost of your new life is your old one. It doesn't really cost much. Unless you really loved your old life, that you're not willing to part with it. I don't know. That resonated for me. I don't know if that sort of hit home with that quote. Did you guys think about it? Because it was there. At first, when I found it, I was like, okay, this could make sense with the topic that we're discussing. However, the more I sat on there and what happened this weekend, I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it was definitely real.
And what was your decision from what you went through this weekend to that quote? What is the resemblance, or what did you take from whatever happened about the growth that you have?
It was like you said, inevitable. It's going to happen, and the worst that could happen is literally just me growing and adding an extra layer and sort of shedding or leaving the thoughts that I had. Yeah, so I think for me that was how I sort of saw it. The worst that could happen is me letting go of maybe my expectations of what I thought my life would be like, and maybe embracing something new or the new situation that's about to happen for me. I mean, we had a quick conversation about it. Yeah, so it was down that line, or it would be, no, I'm not going to do it, and I'm just going to stick to my old life. Which could happen, but we don't know.
It's the easiest thing to do, to stick to your own life.
Exactly. Very easy.
Yes.
What about you, ladies?
I can see how this quote is relevant, especially for people that actually want a change in life. So if you're looking for something in your life, and you need to go for it. If you really want something, just go for it. Speak up and try your best. Try to get it, because you have nothing to lose. Because
That's
if
true.
you're wanting change, that means there's something missing. So you're not really risking anything.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I agree. I think it's easy to be comfortable with what you know and feel anxious of what you don't know. I think our old self is, there is the thing that we used to say, I use things to be done this way. So I'm not ready to compromise and do it differently. And when you live in those kind of bubbles, so you're telling yourself, your new self, that I cannot leave my old in order to change and move forward. So I think it takes courage. It takes determination, and I think if you look in the topic that we have about taking ownership, then it makes sense that the old can be the old, and you can honor the old. I think that is the thing. Sometimes we don't honor the old. We're like, I made these mistakes. I made these decisions, and that led me to A, B, C, D. But again, that is what I'm used to. So we don't honor that old us that made those mistakes in spite of. Because sometimes we made those mistakes because of the environment we're in. But then I'm honoring that. I'm kind of acknowledging that those mistakes that I made was then, and now where I am, or those, it's not only mistakes. We do as well. There's beautiful stuff like liking to be in your own space and not wanting to engage, or being in a place where you feel like, taking risk of enlarging your circle, or there is so many things that we can want to change, and sometimes it's like, it's better where it is. But again, on the other side, is it better? Is it really better? Are you learning? Are you evolving? Are you making sure that your network serves the purpose what you want?
Exactly.
So it is. We honor and we respect and we give flowers to our old self, and we can wave them goodbye and say, all right, here's the new.
And I just want to ask, since you're honoring that, how do you do that? How do you maybe take that step? I want to say take that ownership of saying, okay, I'm going to honor my past life. However, I'm going to move into this new life.
I think it's a reflective. I think when you are in that place of looking at the old and embracing the new, already there is a shift that is happening within you, within your life. So you already have a kind of a step forward. For me, honoring my old self is saying, in spite of everything that has happened, I survived and I'm here. And looking at the things that you even achieved. Because most of the time we tend to look in the old days with a kind of critical eye. What did I do? What didn't I do? I should have done this well. But you do everything according to the resources that you have and the whatever you have at that moment.
Yeah.
So for me, honoring my old self is telling me, well done for the past life that you had, and you've done so well, because at least you are here to say that, to talk about the story, to relate and to so you're here and really well done. However, because of where the world is today and where you want to be, so all that are part of you wanting to say, okay, I'm from this point, I want to get to that point. What does it take for me to do that? And then looking back, it's like you are taking the tools that you used back then, or you're looking at them and saying what worked and what didn't work. So those are self-reflective kind of questions, and I think they come when you kind of maturing as you're doing. And making hard conversation. And they come in doses. And if you look yourself 5 years from now, you will recognize what worked for you, what didn't work. You honor those things. You honor a friend who came and went because they taught you something. You honor classmates. You honor previous work that you did, and the mistake you made, and the lesson you learned. And that's true. Kind of is a foundation of what you do next. That's how I see it.
I came across actually a very interesting quote this weekend, and I think it's relevant. There was a middle-aged person saying to his friends, "Oh, if only I had known what I know now when I was young. If only I had that experience, I wouldn't make all those mistakes." And the friend is saying, "Yeah, but you would be a different person, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And you wouldn't know what you know now. If you never made those mistakes, you wouldn't have the lessons, right?"
Yeah.
So, it fits.
It does.
And it is true. Sometimes, I mean, it can be painful to reminisce, the sad stories from your past, or the experiences that might have been hurtful. But we learn from every single experience.
That's very true. Now, taking us back to our topic, it's called taking ownership. And this could be in every aspect. I think for me, when we touched on it, I think it was the first week, the first show, we touched on it briefly, and we're gonna come back to it. And this was just because for me as well, I was struggling with that and what taking ownership means, and just sort of realizing that it means different things to different people, and it has different ways of showing itself. So I just thought, why not bring it back on the table and let's talk. What's taking ownership to you? And this could be in any sense, as an entrepreneur, as, a mom, and, as your own self, as a woman, as a girl.
So I remember that conversation on our first show about ownership. And I think I mentioned that on that day that to me, taking ownership was something like, was more about admitting to the mistakes you made and being responsible for the consequences of the mistakes. I don't know why, but it always had that connotation with me, like negative one.
Yeah.
Taking ownership. Maybe that's because, I don't know, people say own up to it. And it's always like you need to own up to the mistakes.
Yeah.
But then, it turns out that ownership has so many different meanings. It doesn't only have to be a mistake. It doesn't only have to be a bad or negative experience. You need to learn how to take ownership for the person you are and how much you've actually achieved. So you need to own your what do you say, all your successes. So it's not just about the negative aspect.
Very important, right?
Yeah.
Taking ownership of your successes. And as I think you're saying it right, as women, because we are on a Girls to Women platform, taking ownership is something that we really don't do easily. We do things, we achieve, we smash, as Americans say, we smash ceiling, but yet when they tell you well done, you are there trying to dim the light and like no, it was just like I catch myself so many times doing that, and I catch myself doing that, and it's a reminder. So when we are on a talk like this, and we are kind of going back to understanding what taking ownership is, for me, I feel like it's a personal decision to understand who you are, what you stand for, and being able to show up with it all the time, wherever you are and whatever you do. And by doing that, people respond, or the result for you taking the ownership will bring in some different kind of understanding and different kind of outcomes, that people will come and have those comments saying, like, that was good. Even if you made a mistake and acknowledge the mistake, that is good, right?
Yeah.
That is, your self putting yourself out there and saying, listen, honestly, that was a faffle. That was really bad. And I understand I did this and this and this. But those comes from knowing yourself, knowing your capacity, knowing the responsibility that you take when you show up. So if I'm going to do a talk, if I'm going to do a workshop, if I'm going to show up at work and I have some stuff that I agree that I'm going to do and I'm not doing them, I haven't done them, and then I'm there trying to catch the patches and trying to show as if I did it, and when I know I didn't, then it's people sense it and
Yeah.
feel it. And when you don't take ownership and saying, I'm just this really statistic or these figures, or I didn't really go through it because I didn't have time, but I'm taking that ownership of saying I didn't really visit that much. Therefore, that's why I'm fuffling around. So taking ownership is really, really important as for us as women, because most of the time, and when we face people who want to put us down or to discriminate against us, it becomes really important for us to know who we are and to take that ownership.
Yeah.
So someone can come. Let me say an example. Someone can come and tell me, Lillian, I think Lillian, you are A, B, C, D, and I think you did this and that. If I have taken my ownership, if I know who I am, if I've taken ownership of what I'm saying or what I'm doing, I'll say, no, that's not me. That's not who I am. That is not something that I really feel like you're describing what I'm doing or who I am.
Yeah.
And I think ownership is really important, because when you own something, you respect it, you give it value, and you give it a benefit of doubt. And I think as women is something very important. At a young age is amazing if you can do that. That's why Girls to Women is for me very important, because it gives us space to discuss things that are difficult and to start take ownership of our actions.
Yeah.
Therefore, we are saving ourselves a lot of time by not doing the right thing for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to come into the comment section. We've got Katie Ann, which is Catherine from the Law Clinic. She says that taking ownership is definitely owning your mistakes in order to progress, allowing ourselves to celebrate our success as women. We do not do this enough. Accepting when we need to slow down as women. We often feel the need to push through till we burn out.
Come on,
You know,
Katie,
like,
you are right.
I know.
And we burn out, and then we become something else that is not us, because we burn out and we don't have nothing to give, and then we start bringing these behaviors that are not good, just because we didn't listen to our body, we didn't listen to the signals, and we didn't honor
Exactly.
ourselves, right? Yeah, I'm with you, Kate. I accept that as women we should be. And can we just tell ourselves here as Girls to Women, we will honor celebrating and shouting out people who are among us and people that we see that even we don't know, that are doing amazing things and are trying. And even for those who are not doing amazing things and trying, champion them, so that they can see the best that is within them, to be able to demonstrate and to achieve and to celebrate each other. Yeah, definitely.
And I completely agree, and I completely champion that. It's just one of those things that, and I love that Girls to Women were doing that, especially for me. And I love that I'm able to learn how to how to take ownership of my mistakes as well as my wins. Because like you were saying, it's a lot of negativity, because it's like, oh, you're owning up only to your mistakes, and then the blame comes in and it's like, it's my fault. And you have to scream that it's your fault. However, why are you not also screaming that you won at this or you succeeded as this, as much as you're, looking at it negatively? And I just love that we're championing that at Girls to Women. And it's something that I'm learning how to do. I am learning how to do. It's as much as you own up to your mistakes, which is in its own right a lot to do, and it's hard work, is also owning up to your wins and owning up to succeeding, even if it's in the smallest thing. And it's just sharing that as well, I've had a hard day, however, I succeeded in just getting through that day and ticking all those boxes.
Yeah.
And it's like, at the end of the day, I just want to tell, I always message my sister at the end of the day. I'm like, how was your day? you know, I'm so glad I have finished today and I've ticked this off my list. And George says, I'm proud of you, babe.
Oh,
And I'm like, I'm
Isn't it
proud of
nice?
you too. And that's so nice.
Power
You know?
of sisterhood.
Yeah.
Because they don't see any wrong in you.
Yeah.
They don't see, even if you say I have had a hard day and I really messed up this, I really messed up that. They really be good at saying, and you remember? Like the power of remembrance allows us to honor, take ownership of who the power of remembrance, like that sisterhood mentality of saying, well done, babe, you've done well, or even if you didn't do that, I know what you have done in the past. I've been this and
Exactly.
that. They remind you, and then
Yeah.
suddenly the mountain or the elephant in the room can disappear a little bit quicker. And yes, you're right. And can we bring that spirit of the power of sisterhood within ourselves?
Yeah.
Like we kind of do that in the office most often.
Yes, we
I
do.
think we do.
We do. And like, I am so blessed. I have you ladies in the office and in my own circle as well that I just did to tell me, Tanya, you have the potential to do this and more. You just have to believe it. And it's just that push that sometimes, when you're just like, I'm burnt out or I don't think I can do this. Like, this is not my field. I won't even try and, trespass there, or you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. You're not really embracing, maybe the project because you feel detached from it. It's just that push. It's not a push. It's more of like I see you can do it. You're not just seeing it yet. And I just want to encourage you a little bit and just nudge you. I feel like that's so powerful. Like, it's so powerful.
I think it's exactly the same to you. I think you encourage a lot, and you bring people in. I've never seen someone coming and asking you a question that you don't have an answer for, or let's try. Okay? You do the same. You mirror what exactly you need.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. We mirror what we need. So if I'm down, I'm mirroring that I need some encouragement. I need someone to tell me, well done, you're doing the right thing. You might be down today, but it doesn't mean that is who you are. So you do the same, Tanya, and you should always remember that
should take an ownership on that.
Take ownership that you're an incredible young woman, and the world haven't seen you yet. Well,
wow, thank you,
Well, they are.
ladies. Thank you, ladies.
yeah.
Well, I'm here. You can find me at Office 37.
Yes.
So, because we're on this topic, and in your careers, right? How often do you feel like you take ownership of the things that you do? And we're being completely honest here, because I could say it's like a 20%, 30% scope.
Yeah.
Oh, you even give it a number?
Come on, Ella, give it a number.
Oh, I really don't know. I wouldn't know how to put it in numbers.
Yeah.
I would say in general, taking ownership of your achievements is actually quite difficult, because anytime I'm being told that I've done something well, good job, well done, I'm thinking, yeah, that's my job, or yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. So it's not easy to take an ownership of compliment or of achievement. I suppose it's probably easier to take ownership of the mistakes, maybe. How to say? But yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it comes with confidence.
It comes, and I'm liking the way you are fetching for the answer within you. You are pausing, and you're like, yeah, and that's why we're here, to shout it loud and to be able to encourage ourselves to take ownership of what we do right. Can I just say this thing? If we take ownership of what we do right, we'll minimize what we don't do right, and then we will maximize what we do right. Therefore, the courage to show up each and every day when things are difficult will be more. So I think this platform is for us to encourage ourselves to keep saying those difficult things that are. Come on, Ella, well done. You can you imagine, Ella, you've been in DBI now is the second month.
March.
Third?
January, February, March, April, 4th.
Yeah, the 4th hasn't started yet.
No,
Girl,
it
it started like on the 1st.
Yes, well, let's say 3 months. In 3 months, there have been an award that was the biggest thing that we've done in our entire life.
Yes.
There was the birth of the networking in
Toby,
Toki,
Exeter,
and we've been participating in all that.
the Food Network.
Yes, we have done International Women's Day at the beginning of March, and you participated in that, and you were there, and you're part of it. We've started this podcast. Well, can you?
Yes, I'm even helping people do the cash flow and business plans.
Wow.
Lady.
Wow. Now, when we're talking about achievements, those are 3 months, and we are talking about big things, right? We're not even talking about the nitty gritty little things that you've been doing in the back of your mind, the background. And in that you have had Dominic, and he's done a fundraising. He's learning to walk. I'm trying to cite things.
Now you put it this way.
Yes, I'm putting it this way. That's what we have to do. We have to put them this way so that we can.
I've got some learning to do. Learning to take ownership.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we love that. Learning to take ownership. Is it not the first step of taking ownership? But you're amazing, Ella, and it feels as if I've known you for ages.
Right.
I don't think before I speak like it's a comment. I'm me. So you have to take that ownership of that. You're an easygoing person who makes other people feel at ease when they're with you. And
that's so
nice and quiet. You are quiet but still present.
Yeah,
that softness. So I am here to give you. I'm gonna write that down and put it on your desk so you can look at it every single day. So imagine in a year time what you're gonna be achieving if you can achieve that in 3 months.
Exactly.
I can tell after 3 months there has been a change in me, that's for sure.
And the thing is, like, we can all see it in the office. I mean, like I said, it's a blessing, like, coming into the office with you, and it's like, do you want a cup of tea? I'm like,
gosh,
wow.
Can you come back with those cup of
Do you
tea?
know what I mean?
Ella makes the best cup of teas in the world, and she comes just in the middle of where you are kind of struggling, and Lydia, I'm making a cup of tea. Would you like one?
I don't know if you time your tea or coffee breaks, but they are perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, did you just want me to just take a break from what I was doing because you knew?
No, it's just I drink so much tea and coffee that there's always.
No,
I'm having tea. Lilian's having tea with me. Then I'm having coffee. Someone else is having coffee with me. Like,
And I feel like you should be so proud because, I think working with you, and when you work with someone, it gives you a different sort of energy boost, and you joining the team, it was like, okay, this is a different energy coming into the office, and it really synced really well. You were like, I always say it's a breath of fresh air when someone new comes in because there's a new dynamic that comes into play. There's a new passion that comes into play, and you work in, powers, like as on myself, to keep working, to just keep pushing and putting that in, because what we don't want is, like you're saying, we need to answer some of these questions. And we can only do that if we're working and we're powering through. And it's just beautiful to see how you were able to come in, join the team, and just their synergy was crazy.
I just remembered something else. She
So
hasn't
sweet.
been in work for the last how many years?
7.
Yeah.
No, 7 was when I graduated, so plus for 11.
Yeah.
Okay, I had some jobs, but they
You
didn't
did
last
in
for very
between,
long.
but
Yeah.
you yourself, you say you were a stay-home mom for quite a while,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you come and smash ceilings.
Exactly.
yeah. So it was university, then 7 years being a mum.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it wasn't just being a mum, right?
Yes, it is a mom.
It was a bit
with
more.
bit more. Yeah,
Yeah, so
amazing.
So I think embrace that and take that as a
that's
win.
so sweet. Thank you.
Well, you should not take me
And
because these
people
are
are
all
watching
true.
them.
Well, thank you, because it's
Yeah.
nice to hear.
They can send
Sometimes,
love
like,
to Ella.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's nice to hear.
And I feel
And
like
yeah, I felt very like, when you're stressed about your job, especially after I was out of work for so long. It was my first full-time job for some times, and it wasn't stressful. It just felt pretty natural.
yeah,
It's the
that's
power of the BI office, I think.
Wow, we're gonna keep amplifying that.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I think we should
That's
jar
true.
it. Jar it and
Who's
send
that
it to people.
thing in a box in a jar?
Yeah.
And then send it to school.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
people who
speaking
need
our
it.
HR managers here, and I guess management are listening. So, management, how are we gonna jar this and put this on the shelves?
And make people smell it and
Yeah.
and do it.
And feel at ease.
Yeah,
Come on.
basically.
Thank you. That is really a nice thing. Yeah, I'm so pleased. I'm so glad we can even celebrate that, right? Because that would be difficult.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting here and saying, no, we're trying. It's good and it's working for all of us.
No, true.
It is,
You know, and we enjoyed that. So we're back with a little break, and we'll pick up the topic back.
Thank you for those who are watching.
And listening.
And listening and watching and listening.
Thank you.
So my Yes, hello, and we are back. We are back. We are back. Are you guys back? No. Yes, you can hear me now. Can you hear like my? Yes, you can hear us. It just takes a bit of time for us to feed back in. And thank you for everyone that's joining us online. This is our first time being properly live on our Girls Women's page, on the DPI page, on P-Town page altogether. So before the break, we were just touching on what taking ownership means to us and what that sort of stands. And we shared a bit of a story and, shared some insight. So now I want to ask, do you think taking ownership is a strength? Would you consider that a strength?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it's not easy. It is a strength, and I think it is a skill, and was actually very important to have. Because when you think about it, taking ownership of your mistakes is really important because obviously, well, you learn from them. But being able to actually take ownership of what you're doing and what you want to achieve and who you are and like the whole package allows you to move forward, I think. Because if you were always scared of making mistakes, you wouldn't go for it, right?
No.
So mistakes happen, that's fine. And as long as you can acknowledge this, own them, learn from them, then you can move forward.
Yeah.
And also our achievements, yeah.
I think you are right. You are right, Ella, and it's hard. It's hard to take ownership of ourselves, so our wins, our transformation, our journey to have something that belongs to us, because ownership is something that belongs to us and only us can define that of who we are. So it is a strength, and when the more you know that strength, the more you understand that strength, the more you dig deep within to discover, the more of that transformation that is happening, because you are taking care of understanding when you are you tired, when you burn out, when you have to say no and instead of saying yes, when to say that really doesn't align with my values, and therefore I'm not gonna be part of it. Thank you for what thank you for inviting me, thank you for making part of something, but I feel like this is not really who I am and what I stand for, right? That is not who I am. That is taking ownership of who you are.
Yes.
It is strength. So therefore you start saying no to the things that really don't honor you and don't honor who you are, and then you starting saying yes more to the thing that incline to the person that you are.
Yes.
And it gets a little bit difficult because I think that's this is strength, but the more you go in strength of who you are, the less people who know you, without that ownership, start to question the person you are. So, I would say that the higher you go, or the higher you get into understanding who you are, the lesser people even clap for you sometime or acknowledge
Very
it.
true.
So it might be it's a strength, and the strength to treasure, and I think it's good to know your tribe and be among, because otherwise it's a lonely place. When you take ownership, people might stamp on it and create that doubt. And then you start compromising again because so and so have said, and so have done this comment, and so have, am I in the right direction? Then you start questioning who you really are, and then probably you slip back into the old version of yourself. So it's very important to know that is a strength that comes with a cost, and the cost is for you to keep honoring that.
Yeah. No, definitely. Because then this it then comes up with this question I have. Like, it's taking, what's then the difference between taking ownership and taking accountability? You know? Because then the lines are blurred there.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just putting it out there, even to those that are listening to us. And I feel like, because I was reading, and because even when I got to that question, I was like, aren't they the same thing? And I was doing research, and I was like, taking ownership, you're owning up until the end. You know, you're taking that on board until the end, from start to beginning. While taking accountability, you're probably being held accountable for the end product of something that has happened.
I think being accountable is being accountable to something that you have assigned for. So you're accountable to keep time, like for this show. You're accountable to start at certain time and finish at a certain time. And if you don't do that, you are not accountable. You're accountable to kind of do what you've been asked to do.
Yeah.
So it's more external, being accountable to something. But ownership is more inclined into you.
Yeah. Because personal.
It's that ownership that you're honoring that. Yeah, you're honoring that who you are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm honoring that I said I'm gonna be here at 2:00, and then I'll make sure that I honor that invitation you gave me, and I'll be here maybe 10 minutes before 2, so that I'm able to settle in. And my accountability is to you is it's different.
Yeah.
Because I'm showing up. Am I showing up because I want it? Am I showing up because it's a job? I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very different from
each other.
From each other.
Hello,
Yeah, when you say that, is it like accountability is more like task or project related, or time management? Ownership is a whole package. Like, it does come from within, right? It comes from you. So if you are being given a project at work, then you are accountable for running the project. But if you do something, if you actually do something because that comes from you, like from your passion, and you add to it, then you take an ownership for the project. You are accountable to your boss or manager, but you own the project if you're really invested in it, like personally.
So your delivery to the project is completely different because you are invested.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Because you own it, and you will go above and beyond for the project to succeed. Whereas accountability is basically ticking boxes for what's been required from you.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yes, I think you're right. I think accountability it's something that we have to carry in order to honor what we've been asked to or tasked to achieve. And ownership is the vehicle that's gonna lead us to that accountability. And then what you say, which is beautiful, it's either I go there because I just need to tick a box and then my employer is happy, or either I take that extra mile and I show up as my true self and honor that project. And therefore those beneficiary of that project and those who part of it have the best experience within the life of that project until we see it to the end. They work together, I think. They have some similarities, but there is such a big difference as well as when you understand what ownership is. It's like if you own your own house, you will take care of it. You will make sure that things are working well, that things are clean, in order for people to work in your house and feel comfortable. So you do that because you are the owner of it. But if you're accountable to if you're given a task of cleaning a house which is not yours, of course you go and do the bare minimum just to make sure that the job is done.
You're like, this is what I was paid to do.
Yes, you know, you do what you pay to do. But when you honor something, when you own something, you go, as Ella say, find above to make sure. Because it's not about the accolade, it's not about the money that you get, it's not about the people seeing. It's you wanting the best out of that because you believe in it.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It's the same with your own car and a rented car, right?
Yeah. You may be very careful.
Yeah, girl, don't say something. That's gonna come back under.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be held accountable for you saying what you do when you rent a car.
When you rent a car, actually, you're very
restricted,
and you're like, nothing should touch this, because if I take it back and there is a little scratch out, they make me pay more. So it's more of that.
Yeah, but what I meant was you own the car, so you can put whatever you want it. You can put a fluffy toy inside. You can put stickers in windows. So you can make it like nice for yourself, right? And you care for it, and you love it. And with a rented car, it's just, you know, it's just a tool.
It is to take you from one place
to take me from one place to another.
Wow! Did you see that? What we hear and what we heard is,
Speaking, sharing some bars.
Yeah.
So then you touched on it's nice having a tribe.
Oh yes.
Around, which is what Girls to Women is here for. And if someone was to say, come up and say, "Oh, is Girls to Women open to everyone?" Because I've had that question before.
I will be curious to ask that person who asked, "Is Girls to Women open for everyone?" I'll be curious to ask them,
well,
why?
Yeah.
Why do you ask that question if it's open for everyone? And what are you bringing? So I don't know. The question is a little bit cliche. Is it open for everyone? It is written. It's Girls to Women. So yes, if you're a girl, you identify yourself as a girl, it's open for you. Yeah. And if you're a woman and wanting to make a change and the difference within the younger generation and inspire, mentor, and surround them with enough love, compassion, security for them to be able to leverage the best of themselves. Yes, it is for, at the moment, it is for those we see here physically. But the hope is those even we don't see, like now we are live and we are online, that so many other people see us. It is for everyone. My curiosity is it when you ask that question, where are you coming from? Are you coming from a place of really wanting to know if it's for everyone, or are you trying to define what Girls to Women is about? So that would be my curiosity. But I will say, yeah, it is for everyone who wants to. We don't even push people, right? We never tell anyone to be part of it, because this is a movement that's going to change the world. It would be nice if we can change the world, but again, if we can't change the world, then we change the person next to us. Or we make a difference to the person next to us, and that person can go and make a difference to another person next to them, and the other person can make the difference to the next person. What we are saying, we're creating an environment that allow us to be ourselves. So that is where we go forward and create that tribe, because you have to be intentional to have a tribe around you. It takes time, right? If I'm saying Ella, she's the right person to be around me, it will take me time to know Ella, to observe Ella, to enjoy my company with Ella, to be able to share with her my lows and my highs. And that is for I think, it's if you allow yourself to be part of it, then it's for you.
And it's like just being open as well, because it's one of those that you can attend events for the sake of attending. However, if you're not attending it with a purpose or like a love for it, you tend to miss out on all the goodness that it has. And I feel like within Girls Women, there's like you would find your person. You know, you find your person or your people within that.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, people should just come. We do have an event coming up, which we're going to be sharing on our socials.
Yes.
And this is our first event,
Yeah.
in-person event for the
this
year.
Yeah.
And this is just for us to get. This is just for everyone to just come in and get to know each other. Yeah, so look out for our social media. Yeah, meet and greet in a very girls women fashion.
Meet and greet and chat and share. And
Yeah,
I think there is something about, I'm not going to be stereotyping women because probably some don't like it. We love connection and talking. We love sharing.
Yeah.
Like we can do that for, like if we allow, we can just, because we love that togetherness.
Definitely.
And if we can create those spaces where people can come and share their values and their aspiration and their fears and their barriers and their apprehension of what life could be, that would be a good place. So it would be nice to have as many people as we can, or hopefully the weather will be good. It will be a Saturday, right?
Yes, it's a Saturday. Well, we'll be sharing out the dates tomorrow. Az is back tomorrow, so we ourselves are just about to confirm it, and we'll be sharing it out on our socials. Just for put it out there for everyone listening and for everyone that's joining us. I think I'm excited for this. We haven't had one like this in.
Yes, since I think since we had International Women's Day the year prior.
Yeah.
And we haven't had any kind of gathering, and I think like for Ella it would be her first to see what we all about. And then I'm excited to see that generational kind of space where we will have the younger, the very very young, the young adult, and the women,
and the women.
So it will be a nice gathering, a nice get together, and really looking forward to it.
And we also just want to also hear what others have to say about Girls to Women. You know, I feel like that's one thing we want to listen as much as we want to share. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
We want to listen to things that people want us to pay attention, because we might be very narrow sighted because of the environment we are in. There might be people who have kind of thinking outside the box, and that is what we want, because we are not serving ourselves. We're preparing ourselves to be in service of whatever is able to. So it would be nice, Tanya, to have testimonials as well of people who have been part of Girls to Women and how that has impacted their lives, because then that's a person who's there and who's thinking, is this my thing, can judge from that. And say, really want to make a contribution, or I have to have a little bit of ownership. Yes, definitely. It will be good. It will be nice to, and it's good that you girls have planned it to be weekend, because then we can have those different generational together. So no one can say I have a work and I have school, and it's a save the date, so you can save it in your calendar now and make sure you don't.
So save the date. Let me tell the date. It is the 22nd of April. 22nd of April. However, all the details are going to be out tomorrow on our socials, and anyone can contact us via any of our socials. Ask us any questions about it.
Yes.
Yeah, can I just say something about is Girls to Women open to everyone? Because to me, Girls to Women is not. It's not a place.
That's the thing, right?
It's not a project.
Oh, Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's quite difficult to define it with one word. We keep talking about having a safe space to everyone, where everyone can come together and be safe and feel that there's no judgment, that we can share. We can share our experiences. We can give advice if someone asks for it, but no one's going to be forced to follow. It's just a place where you can come and have a conversation.
I love that, Ella. It's not a space. It's not a physical place. It's not a project.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is, in your own words?
I don't know. Professionally, we would call it network, but it's not that either. Or maybe.
This is the first time when you've just said that, my eyes just went. Oh,
yeah, my heart sank a little. I'm like, yeah. It doesn't have a geographical definition. That's why it's hard
It's
to
not like we're
answer.
closing the door.
No, and it's not even a location, as you're saying. It's not even a project that we have to be looking.
It's an idea.
It's an idea. It's a feeling. It's lived.
Yeah.
So whenever I don't have to be in the office. I don't have to be in Jabulani. I don't have to be. I live it on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday. I live it because it's part of me. And I think you just said it so well.
Yeah.
That is.
And we also want it to grow. We might take ownership for it, but we don't own it, and everybody can
take some ownership.
Take the best of it, and
Actually, everybody have ownership, right?
Yeah.
Just follow. Just follow this principle of being non-judgmental and trying to help each other and hold each other and be each other champion.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ella, you're dropping some
bombs. You're making us feel, and I think this is the beauty of having someone coming in, and looking from outside within.
Yeah.
Give you another perspective.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like, okay, we can go forward.
Literally, my heart just went.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got teary.
It is a being. Yeah, I got to.
It's because you care for it so much, and we all do.
Like you said,
That's
we
why
live it.
Yeah, and
We live it.
do all this, right?
Yeah.
We live it.
We live it, and we hope that this positive narrative of being a female, can project far within just us.
Yeah.
And I think accessing the power of being a woman, the power that is within us, that's we don't take ownership of. And that is what align with what we do every single day. So if we can be on this and that and then come back here and anchor ourselves and gain that warmth and that courage and not even having a definition of what it is really, but what I know is a positive narrative toward my fellow women and toward the younger ones who are coming, and giving them that ownership of looking after the next generation that we are not even looking at, because there's so many narratives out there that are not as positive as it should be, and we're just disrupting that by creating a movement of women who can be as positive as they can and yet be vulnerable and yet be accountable owners of their own decisions. And the little we do, the more we grow. I don't think we should even be doing much. I think the little we do, the more we grow. That's what I believe.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any last words or any last advice, I would say?
I was starting by you, Tanya.
Yes, I can go first.
Let us be the one asking the questions to you too.
I can go first. Any last words around taking ownership? I feel like I would say, don't beat yourself too hard if you're not doing it. the right way or if you're not doing it. I feel like you should start small. Take ownership of the little things that are happening in your life. You know, just being proud. Like for example, I'm taking ownership of. I'm just being proud that I'm going to the gym. This is my first session today after procrastinating for like what? Yes. So I just feel like the little things are what, taking ownership of the little things are what are going to encourage you to want to take ownership of the bigger things.
Yeah.
And if it feels right, then that's your thing and you should embrace it. You should say, this is for me. It feels right within me. It sits well within me. So I'm going to take ownership of this. And don't be shy of, sharing it with your friends, your family, those around you. Because then that's going to boost that confidence. Yeah. So I think that's my advice for anyone listening. Because that's something I'm living at the minute. So yeah.
Listen to yourself. That's my advice. Listen to that little voice within you that are nudging you to take a step forward and, to see why you were created. Because all of us have a reason that we are on this earth. And if we take the slightest ownership of why we've been created and why we're here, then we start making those changes within us first and our lives, and then slowly that will affect those around us, and then we get to a place where we live in a place where we want to live instead of despise that. So yeah.
I would say just stop for a moment and think about what you've done, about maybe all your achievements, because we don't do that very often. We do things, we move on. We do things, we move on. Hardly ever we actually stop by and think, oh yeah, I've done it, and I'm so proud of myself. And if you cannot think of anything that you're amazing at or any achievements, just ask someone who loves you. They will tell you, like they will give you a full list, and then just and own it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies.
Join Girls to Women, another advice.
Yeah.
And we are good at that. We are good at championing and singing the trumpet
Yes,
of
we are.
achievement
Yes, we are.
of others.
And you can literally find us on all social media platforms at Girls to Women UK. And you can DM us, email us at girlstowomenuk@gmail.com, and we'll be able to pick it up. We are all here.
Yes, we are.
And if it's too difficult, find us at Diversity Business Incubator. We are either at Jabulani at the plot. So that's 80 to 84 Union Street. Yeah. Got that right.
At the back of the plot.
At the back of the
You have
plot.
to keep pressing. In order to get to us, you have to do a little walk of, not walk of shame, walk of victory.
Exactly.
Following the smell of beautiful.
Oof, yes.
Getting to the end and
Not
discovering.
on Monday. No cooking on Monday.
No. Yeah, it's Tuesday to Saturday. That's where you can find us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. And thank you to everyone that has joined us today for all the beautiful comments from Katie Ann and from Phyllis. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you. We're not here next week.
Yes, next week it's a bank holiday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see everyone the following week.
Yeah, so we'll see you in roughly about 2 weeks ish.
Yeah.
And hopefully then we'll catch you guys up in what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Because we do. Oh, sorry, we're meant to cut off. We have Dominic's run.
Yeah.
Which is
The 16th.
next week.
16th.
When is that?
The week after.
So it's not next week? No, it's next week.
It's Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
this
next week.
And then the week after.
The week after.
Yeah, so next week is Dominic's run.
Yeah, next
Sunday.
week. Yeah.
We are all running.
Yeah.
Woo! Excited for that.
Oh yeah, 16th of
Can we walk?
Yes. Yeah. You can walk
Can you just
You
share a
can
little
run.
bit about?
Yeah. So when did we start? We started in November. We started fundraising for our son. He's got multiple health issues, but basically, to put it very straightforward, he's in a wheelchair. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise money for his private physiotherapy, which costs ridiculous amount of money. It's like £75 an hour, going up to £80 an hour from April. And we're trying to raise money for his wheelchair because now he has a wheelchair that's provided by the NHS. NHS is kind enough to provide it, but it's just not the best wheelchair for Dominic. It's not something he needs. So every month, once a month, on a Sunday, we are doing a run in Central Park. It's either a run or a walk. It's followed by some treats, some sandwiches, cakes and hot drinks. So anyone who would be interested to join us is on the 16th of April, and we start at 11. We meet by the Life Centre.
Yes.
And
Looking forward to see you there.
Yes.
next Sunday, we'll all be there.
We'll all be there.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and you two ladies.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanya, for hosting
Thank
us.
you.
Pleasure anytime.
Thank you for everyone who's watching as well and staying with us.